Well, here we are. I pulled her out of the bushes. She's been in there over a year, getting rained on and snowed on, and we need to get it going again. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So what we have here is your typical troy-bilt lawnmower, but the engine is a real common engine for all lawnmowers. It's a Briggs and Stratton 190cc engine, and they've been building this exact same engine design for, gosh, I don't know, 20 years, 30 years, something like that. And I'm not even going to try to start it. I know it's not going to start. Most likely you're going to have to clean the fuel system. So to do that, you're going to want to clean out the gas tank, empty out the old gas that's in there. So first you empty out all the gas, and you can do that just by tipping the lawnmower on its side. And then you're just going to want to let it sit out here in the sun for several hours to evaporate any gas or water moisture that's left inside the tank. And in the meantime, we're going to take off the float bowl off of the carburetor and drain the carburetor too, because there's bad gas and moisture in there as well. I'll show you how to do that. Let's tip this thing up here. Looking at the front of the mower, that's where the float bowl is. So there you have the carburetor float bowl, and that's what we're going to take off. You'll get some gas that comes out of there, so I always just put a rag down. So we have our 1/2-inch socket, and on the very bottom of the float bowl is where you want to be. Lefty loosey. Be careful, there's a little gasket there as well as the bolt. And here's what holds the float bowl on. You can see there's a gasket here. And this is very important. Before you put it back on, you need to make sure to poke out all of the holes. This is what you call the main jet. So you want to make sure that the hole in the end, you poke it out. And there's holes in the side that you need to poke out as well. You don't want this to be plugged when you put it back on. Here's how I usually get the float bowl off. Just give it a couple of taps. Then you can pull it off. You can see the rubber O-ring gasket stayed on the float bowl. A lot of times it'll stay on the carburetor, but you need to make sure you put that thing back on. And if you look inside, I don't know if you can see, but there's plenty of sediment, and there may even be a little bubble of water down in there. So we'll want to make sure to clean that all out. And let's put the mower back down here so it'll finish drying out. Because before we put this back together and put gas in, we want to make sure that everything is completely dried out and spotless. Very important. So if you have some air, that's a good way to do it. If you don't have air, you might want to rinse out the tank a couple of times with some fresh gas and then pour it out. That way you can get all the sediment out that way. But by doing this, after the gas tank is dry, all the stuff just comes flying out of there. So it's a good way to do it. I'll also do this so it blows all the gas out through the carburetor. You don't want to create too much pressure though, because you can damage things down there. Well, would you listen to that? All right, let's put this back together. Once again, make sure that you unplug these holes. And I think I can just leave the gasket on here and carefully put it back into place. Be careful not to knock any crap into the carburetor doing this, because there is some dried up grass underneath. So I have the float bowl back on and the bolt in place. And you want to tighten it up, but not too tight. You can strip things out. About that tight. I think we're ready to gas this baby up. About out of gas here. I only put non-ethanol gas in. Let's see what happens. Probably took me about 5 minutes worth of work. The rest was just waiting around for the gas tank to dry out. Well, looks like we're good. Smokes a little bit, but I think that'll clear up. That's probably just from sitting so long. Thanks for watching, folks.